If you think about it, it's kind of crazy, but genius at the same time. It's funny how just a name, a price change, and a slight tweak can make people fall for this every single time. This is the 3% rule. The 3% rule was a term used by the late great Virgil, basically taking what's hot in a pre existing model, putting your slight spin on it, and making it better or just your twist on it. Basically, like sampling music. I know you heard a song before and was like, hey, I like this better than the original. That's basically the 3% rule. Especially in fashion, it happens literally every single day. We know the situation with the Nike and the Bape. We all know that Bape took the Air Force One. Plain and simple. Now, why they did that, it was kind of deeper than that. The Air Force One came out in 1982. And between the 20 years, it's something in the law and the rule book. I don't know. You got to look that up yourself. 20 years, after 20 years, you cannot use the model. Nobody can copy it. But after 20 years, you can use the model, which sounds weird. Bape did that, and we all got the Bape stuff. Caused a frenzy. Some may look at it as disrespectful, lazy, but as we all know, Bape then blew up over the years. Now, Nike didn't like that. They've been trying to sue Bape for the longest. They just couldn't sue Bape for the Air Force One, but they finally got a hold of them. If you don't know, they sued Bape finally, and Bape actually lost the lawsuit. They have to make slight tweaks to the Bape stuff, and they discontinued a lot of models from Bape, but I'm looking at it. I did my research on it already. Bape will be just fine. Trust me. But back to what I was saying. Brands do this all the time. Look at this old British Knight model that was used in the 70s and 80s. A forgotten model that nobody cares about. You can probably find these at Walmart, online somewhere for super cheap. Louis Vuitton said, in a fan's point of view, I can look at it that way too. We can do this so much better than you guys. Smack our logo on it and charge people $2,000. I can honestly say Louis Vuitton did this shoe way better. And it's okay to say that. Is it a bit lazy? Absolutely. But I don't want to be that guy, but I think we can all look at this Louis Vuitton versus this British Knight old model and say Louis Vuitton definitely did it better. That's just me. Definitely not Louis Vuitton's first and last time doing this. They've done this many a times. It's just not them also, but Louis Vuitton, look at the Avia or Via, however you pronounce it. They took an old model from back in the day, super high tops, and was like, you know what? We can make it better. Now, I'm not going to say they look too much better, but smack the Louis Vuitton logo on there, make some slight tweaks, and I can admit, they fire. But I actually like this Avia, however you pronounce it. These are clean. They really didn't need no slight tweaks, but Louis Vuitton did their thing, and it's cool. If you want to call it improvement, it's that. Not really, but yeah, at the same time. A shoe that is very popular in the streets right now, the Lavlin Levines. I can't stand this shoe. I can't even lie. This is one ugly shoe, but I get it. Price tags make you guys flip your shit. Fat laces, I get it. I'm not a fan of, but to each his own. It was never original design. They just did the 3%. What shoe did they copy or look like? An old skateboard shoe, the Osiris D3. Both of these are ugly as shit. I'm not into the skate culture, so my skaters, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I know this is a classic in y'all hood, whatever the case may be, but yes, the Levine seen that and was like, you know what? They not using it right. Let's make some money from it. Our favorites of mine is the Nike glove. The Nike glove Gary Payton used to wear all the time. One of my all-time favorites. A big brand such as Reebok said, you know what? Shawn Kemp played with Gary Payton. Let's do a Reebok version. I love these. The Reebok Stroud, super rare. I've looked everywhere. I've been trying to add this shoe to my collection for the longest. You would not find this. Google it. I don't give a fuck how much money you think you got. You're not finding these. But love these. A lot of people might feel that type of way about them since they're Reeboks. Don't care. Love Reebok. This was just a clone of the Nike glove version. They did a good job with these. Another one that may blow your mind, Maison Margielas, popular in the hood fashion scene. My fashion boys be tearing it up with the Maison Margielas. It literally says in the name, replica. They nothing but some Adidas Sambas. Adidas Sambas been out for decades. Literally Adidas #2 shoe of like all time. Check the sales. If you don't want to spend $600-700 on these Maison Margielas, just get some Adidas Sambas. That's where they took the original design from anyway. Now some brands might do the complete opposite. Look at Shaqs. There's so many Shaqs that look like Jordans. I don't know where they going with this one. They need to stop that. Not shitting on Shaqs. I own Shaq, not Walmart edition, but Reebok edition. They make it a worse version what's already out. Also, Fubu got this shit bad, like super bad. We don't need these Jordan 6 Oreo Fubus. This is nasty. This is disgusting. This should never been a thing. Whoever's in the lab approving this shit, you're going to hell. And they also dropped some Spizike Fubus. Look, nasty behavior. But like I said, whoever's in the lab approving this shit at Fubu, stop it. It's getting bad. Like Fubu already got the end point of its lifespan. Stop doing this. Look at our favorite brand, Jordan Nike. They do this with their own products all the time. Let's look at them. The Air Revolution, originally coming out in 1987. That midsole looks pretty familiar. Jordans are booming, guy. Let's turn that to a Jordan 3. Yes, genius. Jordan 4, same thing. Flight 89. Jordan 4. They did this with a lot of models. Jordans were always previous iteration of Nikes that came out early that year, put their spin on it, and released it to the public, which was genius because it was less work. And also they were designed by Tinker Hatfield, a fucking genius. Look at the Flight Light Mid. You can see it. It may be hard to see, but this is literally where the Jordan 6 came from. You can see the little puffy upper areas, the toe with all the holes. That is literally a Jordan 6. Tinker said that. Let me use that. Put that on the Jordan 6. Look at the Jordan 7. The Jordan 7 Huarache. I just found this out not too long ago. Blew my mind. He designed the Huarache. Look at the Jumpman, where the Jumpman logo at, and look at the Huarache. The man was a genius. Also, another favorite of mine, the Jordan 8. Before the Jordan 8, it was the Nike Air Raid. Genius! Like, it was in our face. Before it was a term of 3%, they've been doing it for a long time. You asked me to sum this whole 3% thing up. None of it is original. We see it every day in music, fashion, shoes, cars, whatever. The 3% rule is needed though, because it's like anything in life. It can be improvements. It needs improvements. You might do something good with it. You might do something like Fubu and Shaqs. You might shit on it and embarrass it. But it is needed. And at the end of the day, I think we're all okay with the 3% rule. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, if this helped, did this excite you. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. It helps grow the channel. We on the road to 100K. Until next time.